Hey everybody, welcome back. We are sewing today. I hope you enjoy this. I am using a pattern from Pin Cut Sew. She has a YouTube channel here. She is so amazing. She does a lot of really beginner friendly projects, and we're going to be making these simple pot holders. So I made this one last night. It's a little bit rough, but you know, I was gonna say I don't do this for a living, but you know what? I actually do this for a living now. I just don't make these. But I'm still perfecting the pattern. So it's a little bit rough, but I've got my trusty 1940 something Singer here that I've been using to do all of my sewing projects, even in my Etsy shop. So we're just gonna finish this second one together. I'm not gonna go through how to make this because you should follow Nikki at Pin Cut Sew. She's got a tutorial on this, and I'll link that below. You can also get her pattern for just a couple of bucks. It's so helpful. I'm using it, and she says this in her video, so I don't mind showing you. But my ink ran out, so sorry for the bad print job. But it's so helpful to just reference the instructions while you're working. If you really wanted to watch that video, you could just jot them down as well. But it's just love supporting her. She always is saying that she wants us to share if we've done a project. So this is me sharing. Nikki, hi Nikki. Hope you enjoy the project. Me and my daughter, she's 6, love watching your videos, and we are planning on making the Bible cover really soon. So if you're interested in this kind of thing, I'm just gonna kind of walk you through. I hope you enjoy. So these two are the inside flaps. I'm actually doing a reverse pattern, so this is going to end up being this side of it, I guess one tip I have for this pattern is make your pockets the pattern that you want showing on the outside. I didn't really realize that until I had made this, and I was like, oh, I wanted this on the inside. So I'm making it a reverse pattern. I think it'll be kind of cool to have a little bit of a mix match set, so we're going with it. At this point, you go ahead and you baste stitch the entire thing, and what that does is it just holds it in place. So this isn't like a baste stitch, in case you're new to sewing. It's just a long stitch. It's not really meant to keep it together long term. It's just meant to hold it together short term while you finish your project, because you don't want these pieces to move while you're doing the other steps. So I'm going to take this over to my Singer sewing machine. Oh, she is so heavy, and she leaves a huge dent on my mat. So we're gonna have to deal with that. But she usually sits here at my desk, and I don't fuss with anything. I do have a walking foot on mine right now. Nikki from Pin Cut Sew recommended having one for a lot of her projects, and I will say it is super helpful. Okay, so that's piece one. And next you take your inside piece. I actually cut my batting a little too short, and I'm gonna try to save it. I don't know, this might be overkill, but it's something I wanted to try. So you can actually zigzag stitch batting together to kind of save it. And so what you do is you take the two, and quilters do this all the time because it's just on the inside, you're not going to see it, and you can kind of cut your batting in kind of funny shapes, and sometimes you don't have a long piece that's long enough. So what you do is you take the two pieces like this, and you don't put them on top of each other, put them right next to each other. And what you're going to do is you're going to zigzag stitch them kind of back together. So I accidentally cut mine too short. I was following the wrong instructions. So we're going to try to salvage this, see if I can. And so what I'm doing is I am putting the position of this right in the center here so that it will zigzag on either side and kind of keep them together. Okay, that worked out really well. Look at that. It's like all back together. Okay. Batting salvaged. And I'm keeping this one, so I don't mind that the batting is not perfect, but I'll definitely won't forget to get the rest of them the right size now that I've made this mistake. I'm just gonna clean some threads up. We'll layer this on top of here, and then here is the tricky part. You want to put this pocket side on the right side of your fabric here, because you are going to be turning this whole thing inside out from here. And you want to make sure that you're not turning fabric inside out that is on the wrong side. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I have just all these hanging threads everywhere. That's going to get really annoying to work with. So let me do that real quick. Okay. So line everything up nice and neat. It really is important to get everything really lined up and close together, because when you go to sew, you don't want anything crazy happening. So I have this set of clips that I use to mark where my openings are going to be. So I'm going to put one here to start and here to end, and then I'm going to clip the rest of it. Alright, you don't need to overdo it. That should be fine. That should be enough room. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room to turn it inside out, because it is quite a lot of layers. And so we'll put this back into the sewing machine, but we're going to start here so that I can remind myself to stop when I get here. Okay, you guys, this is rough. I think next time I am going to put a little bit of temporary adhesive in between my batting. Pin Cut Sew has, she does interfacing, which I think probably helps prevent this from happening. So go ahead and definitely follow her instructions, because I'm just kind of winging mine with what I've got. So I'm going to reduce some of the bulk by snipping off the corners as recommended, and then like kind of fixing, look at that, and kind of fixing this up a bit. And then here's something interesting. You can see my basting stitch up at the top here, and then my 1/4 inch seam down here. So that means I don't have to take this one out because we're not even going to see that. And if you don't cut your corners, then when you turn this inside out, your mitten corners may look rounded instead of sharp, like a sharp corner. We'll be pulling this inside out. So you have your batting and your, I don't know, I'm gonna call this a lining, I guess. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I was realizing, did I use the right fabric? And then your little pockets here. So you're just gonna take your hand, scooch everything out. Do it carefully so that you don't rip any seams. And then I'm going to take a pen and really pop out these corners. Okay, awesome. So I know that like sewed wonky, but when everything is said and done, it kind of fixes itself. I'm gonna go press this because we're still not done. We want to make sure that this part is closed, so I'm kind of hand pressing that closed. I'm gonna go press it on my iron and I'll be right back. Okay, it has been pressed. We are at the final stage here, and this really didn't take that long. After everything was cut, this took me less than 30 minutes to get to this point. And now what we're going to do is we are going to do the top stitch detailing right here. There's so many layers of fabric, so make sure you have a like really heavy duty sewing machine that can handle this. Oh, and something I did, I want to make sure, let's see, this is going to show. So yeah, this is essentially the top. You want to make sure you're stitching on the right side. So I'm going to And so this is the part I want to make sure I do really well, because this is the closure. When you take your needle out, make sure it's up. And we are done. So I'm just going to inspect it a little bit. I'm thinking I might want to hand stitch this closed, because when I folded it over it didn't catch. So I'm going to do that really quick. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm at the tail end of this, and this thread got tangled so badly. Okay, we're just gonna work with it. Okay, great. We're done. How cool is that? Okay, so as I was sewing, I was just kind of thinking, I am not here to say that I am the best sewist ever. I am here to encourage you to get started. I think a lot of a repeating theme in my life is that I help people become masters of their craft by just getting them into it. So as you can see, I guess what I'd like to do is I like to teach you how to get started. So that's kind of what I'm good at. I like to get people going, and then most of the time when I get somebody into something, they surpass me in their knowledge and do way better than I ever could, and that just seems to be the theme of my life. So I'm embracing that as who I am and what I'm good at, and I hope that this inspired you to try something new. These are so cute. I love that they're a little mismatch. What do you think? Tell me in the comments, would you try this pot holder tutorial? Are you new to sewing? Do you sew a lot? Do you think this is a good gift for Christmas? I think they're adorable. I will be keeping these for myself. And let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I have so many pin cut sew patterns that I would just love to go through and try. They're so great. What I really love about her patterns is that they're so practical too. All right, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.